Hi Huskies, I'm Becky, a trainer at UW, and I wrote a little workout since we're all working from home. The only things you need for this workout are a box you can put heavy stuff in, and then a step stool, and something you can hold in your hand that kind of has some weight to it. All the moves are going to start on the ground, and then you're slowly going to work your way to standing, and then even stepping up onto your box. And then you're going to come back down to the ground and we'll end in child's pose and stretching. Start laying on your back, hands and knees to the ceiling. Drop one arm and the opposite leg as far as you can without your low back coming off the ground. Start with your arms in front of you, legs off the ground. If it's easy, lower a little bit further. If it's really easy, drop the hands behind the ears. This core exercise is supposed to be done slow and controlled. You're going to lay on your back, hands out to the side, dropping your legs slowly to the ground and then pulling back to one arm up and one knee up. Same side, other side flat to the ground. Press into your elbow, open your chest to the wall, then to the ceiling stretch, and then back down in that order. Start seated, feet and hands flat on the floor, fingertips facing your heels. You're going to lift your hips off the ground. Push the ground away with your shoulders, opening them up. If the shoulder mobility isn't there, lay on your back. Same thing with the hips. In a kneeling position, weight in one hand. You're going to press it overhead. Feet together, take a big step back. Drop down to the ground with that back knee. Think about your front leg doing the work. Push your weight into that front leg and then drop down. In the first hip hinge, you're going to have your hands behind your head, elbows pulling away from each other, and then stick your hips back. The only thing that should bend is your hips closing. Everything above the hips is staying straight. Your second hip hinge is arms overhead, a little bit harder and requires shoulder mobility. The last version is hands along the back. This one is the least amount of shoulder mobility, and your arms can be used as a cue to keep your back straight. In the good morning position that we warmed up, and then have the box directly under your hands. Pull the elbows through your torso, keeping your back flat and your head neutral. Back, like the good morning position, have your shoulders locked into the body, core tight. Squeeze your glutes to stand up tall. Feet standing together, take a big step back, drop down into your lunge, and then that same back leg swings forward, steps up onto the box. Other leg drives to the ceiling. Start in a plank, have the weight between your hands. Pull the weight using one hand through the body, keeping your hips facing the ground. Moving to hands and knees, you're going to take one hand on the opposite leg. You're going to reach for the wall in front of you and press your heel back to the wall behind you, keeping your shoulders and hips facing the ground, core tight. From the hands and knees position, push your hips back, keep your arms forward stretched. That's child's pose, and then you're going to walk your fingertips to one side, stretching out the side of your body, and then walking your fingertips as far as you can to the other side.